Hello and welcome to Rio's Positive POV. This is another video where I'm going to be showing you everything I watched last month. Last month was in fact June 2021. I started off on an unbelievable hot streak. The first movie I watched was Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino's second movie, my personal favourite movie of all time. Why did I watch that movie? Because it was in fact my 31st birthday and I always watch my favourite film on my birthday. I watch Pulp Fiction about 5-6 times a year. Absolutely love it. Of course, it is a 5-star rating from me. The next movie I watched, again on the 3rd of June, is one of my favourite movies to come out in the last 20 years. It is George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road. I cannot get enough of this movie. Every single time I watch it, I think it just gets better and better. The scene on the sand dunes with Furiosa is my favourite snapshot, favourite like 5-10 seconds of cinema ever. I absolutely adore it. On the 4th of June, I rewatched Raya and the Last Dragon. Still really love that movie. Raya and the Last Dragon, I gave a 4-star rating, and Mad Max Fury Road, I also gave 5 stars like Pulp Fiction, one of my top 10 movies of all time. Then I went on a bit of a strange movie run. I watched Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. For my American friends, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. 3.5 stars out of 5. I am a massive Harry Potter fan. For me, the favourite film series ever made. I grew up on Harry Potter, loved the books, enjoy all the movies, and I watched all of the movies in the month of June. The next movie I watched was Pixar's Inside Out. Inside Out, I gave a 4.5 stars. That movie gets better every single time I watch it. Then I had a first time watch, the first time watch of the month, and it was Blind Spotting. I've heard about this movie a lot. I've heard how good it is, but I never actually knew what it was about, and I was blown away by how good it was. I'm not a fan of musicals, not at all, but the spoken word kind of rap part of this movie was absolutely spot on. Blind Spotting, 4.5 stars. Go and check that movie out if you haven't checked it out. It's an absolute banger. Then I watched the second Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. That is another one that I gave 3.5 stars. A decent movie. Harry Potter really kicks into gear from the 3rd film onwards, in my opinion. The next movie I watched was a French horror movie called Martyrs. I've been meaning to watch this one for a while. It released in 2008. It's a movie that I was told was a hard watch, and it is indeed a hard watch. There are parts of it that I really loved, and there are parts of it that I was just like, what the actual fuck. Martyrs, I gave 3.5 stars. Normally with a movie like that, I'd probably go back and watch it and see if my opinion changes. However, after watching the movie, I don't think I'll be watching that anytime soon. If you've seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Then I watched my favourite Harry Potter movie of all time, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the movie that introduces Gary Oldman's Sirius Black into the franchise. That is a 5-star movie for me. 5 stars. My favourite Harry Potter movie. Then I watched Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. That I gave 3.5 stars. I think the lowest rating I give any Harry Potter movie is 3.5 stars. Then I watched Colombia, which is a movie which is available for free on Netflix. I gave that 2 stars. The reason I gave it 2 stars is I pretty much knew everything that was going to happen before it happened. It was the most obvious movie I've seen in a very, very long time. Some of the action shots, some of the fighting scenes were really good, and they saved the movie from being rated lower than 2 stars. Then I had a cinema trip. I went to watch Bob Odenkirk Sorry, I don't think that's how you pronounce his name. Bear with me 1 second. It is Bob Odenkirk, blimey. I got a name correct. We're on a roll, baby. We're on a roll. Cinema Trip. It was an action-packed John Wick style movie with a little bit of panache. It was unexpectedly funny. Really enjoyed the movie. That I gave 4 stars. One of my very low amounts of going to the cinema this month. For me, I normally go to the cinema at least 5-6 times, sometimes 3-4 times a week. But this month, because of the football, the Euros, where England was so close, I didn't go that much. Then I watched another one of my top 10 movies of all time, David Fincher's The Social Network. That I gave 5 stars. If you know my channel, you know how much I love that movie. Then I'd done a double feature. I watched The Raid, which I gave 5 stars, and then I watched The Raid 2, which I gave 4.5 stars. Those 2 movies are just off the chain. The fighting scenes in those are second to none. If you haven't seen those 2 movies, please go and check them out. Then I watched another one of my favourite first time watches of the month, Pixar's Luca. What a movie. It was very much a joy to watch. It was visually stunning, as most Pixar movies are. It was all about people being accepted for being who they really are. And sometimes we seem to judge people based on looks, race, nationality, rather than what makes them who they are. Then I watched The Dead Don't Die, which was a fairly decent movie. I gave that 3 stars. It is a Netflix movie. It was on Netflix, sorry. I don't think it's originally a Netflix movie. It was a fairly decent watch. 3 stars, The Dead Don't Die. Luca, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I gave that 4 stars out of 5. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I need to go and watch it again because it was a wholesome story. It was a bit of me. Then I watched Alex Garland's Ex Machina. Absolutely love that movie. It is so good. It is a fantastic movie. And if you're an Oscar Isaac fan, that is the movie for you. Personally, that's his best performance in my eyes. Then I watched Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket, one of my favourite war movies, one of the movies I think I've watched the most out of Kubrick's. I think it's my 3rd favourite Kubrick movie, behind A Clockwork Orange and The Shining. Then I watched Paul Thomas Anderson's The Master, which I gave 4.5 stars. That is a top 3 movie for Paul Thomas Anderson for me. It goes Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood, and then The Master. Absolutely fantastic movie, 4.5 stars. What you'll notice with a lot of these rewatches is that I watch them for certain reasons. The Master, the directing and the acting performances are off the absolute chain. And then I watched Nightcrawler, which I gave 4 stars, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. That for me is easily his best performance and is a travesty that he wasn't nominated for an Academy Award. 4 stars for Nightcrawler. Then I rewatched one of my favourite movies of recent times, Burning. I have watched this movie about 5-6 times since I watched it for the first time a couple of months ago. Lee Chang-dong is just an amazing filmmaker. Then I watched his old movie which came out in 1999, Peppermint Candy. That movie I gave 4 stars. I thought it was a solid movie, but it was just missing that extra little bit. There's always a little spark missing from certain films that push them from a 4 to a 5-star rating, in my opinion. Then I went and watched Denis Villeneuve's Incendies. That film is just absolutely insane. The last 20 minutes, some of the best filmmaking, some of the best, I don't even know if you can call it a twist because it's kind of pushed in that direction the whole time, but the moment the truth comes out is just heart in your mouth, absolutely sickening behaviour. But what a movie, 4 stars. Then I watched $1 Million Baby, the Clint Eastwood movie. For me, one of my favourite movies. Hilary Swank is absolutely phenomenal in that movie. 5 stars, one of my favourite performances of all time from any actor, actress, whatever you want to call it. One of the best. And then I had a bit of a shark marathon. It's not really a shark marathon, it was only 2 movies. But I watched The Reef, which I gave 3 stars. And then I watched Bait, which I gave 3 stars. So, The Reef is all about this couple who basically... No, sorry, there's another film missing from here. I'll find it out and I'll let you know exactly what it is. The Reef is 3 stars. That is a movie about a young group who go looking for some different island and end up getting stranded and basically terrorized by this one shark. One geezer decides to stay on the boat and gets terrorized by this shark. The other 4 decide to swim their way to the island, which is absolutely miles away, and it's fucking insane that they done it. And they also get terrorized by that shark. Bait, which I gave 3 stars, is all about this Australian shopping mall which basically gets flooded and sharks come and start attacking. Then I watched another one of my favourite movies of the month, first time watches, Cruel, which is all about alligators. Again, another tsunami type thing. What a movie that is. One of my favourite first time watches of the year, in fact. And then I finished a month with In Bruges, which is a top 5 comedy of all time for me. Colin Farrell's best performance. Ralph Fiennes is absolutely outstanding. Brendan Gleeson is also absolutely outstanding. That, ladies and gentlemen, was my month. However, there is one other film that I didn't log that I need to find now because it's going to annoy me. So please bear with me just one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I found it. The movie is called Open Water and it's based off a true story. This couple went on a diving expedition and basically got left at sea. That movie I gave 2.5 stars. That is everything I watched in the month of June 2021. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please let me know. If you don't, let me know. I'm always open to feedback. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos when they come available. As always, I'm Rio. This is my positive POV. Peace out.